prayers. Me think that's all I'm me asking group past them. Thank you, Lord, Remdisla. She's her father and my father are brothers. So looking me also in big places to blame. Thank you. Thank you, Lay Mosby. Thank you, Lobans. Okay. Thank you for this class too, Lord. By you start one then me plan, you best black counselor teacher me plan too. Thank you. I'm okay, thank you, God. So as I was saying before the others came in, rather than rushing on to the next topic that I put up for this week, I want to revisit the counseling skills and the process of counseling. We skimmed through it. We went through it in week 2, but I just looked through all the stuff again and want to go back and revisit that. And you'll probably see in on your cluster, I've put the core counseling part 2, looking back at just drilling, and also we'll go through all the role plays, and you do a lot of interviews and listening and observing this morning. I want that to you black kissing good plus how you blah reflect, paraphrase, open questioning, reflecting feelings back, how you construct stuff, because it'll be part of your essay to one of the tasks. And I've got a printout there on a Word, which I forgot to put it into PDF, but I checked it still. You can read it. On the second week slides, I've turned it into a Word document. So just the basic, that's looking back at the week 2 counseling process, the core counseling, the core of counseling. We look at the goal of counseling, key elements. I've turned that into a Word document because you can read it rather than sliding through the the slides. So I've put that as a Word document in there. So that's tying in. That was part 1. And part 2, we'll look at it. I'll just pull in those 2 points, go through it with you before you go into the role play. I won't go through the whole PowerPoint until probably after the break. So there's three exercises of the same scenario, but I've put different bits to it. One, I've got a prompts of what you would see. One of the counseling is actually you learn that you will see in italic, attending, open posture, active listening, paraphrasing, challenging, summarizing. That's in one of them. And then the other one is actually covering about 7 micro skills, attending skills, active listening, questioning, reflecting feelings, paraphrasing, summarizing, interpreting, supporting, encouraging, and even challenging. So that's in one of the things to the same role play, but I've just turned him click. And the other one is with the prompts. You use prompt, you look at the prompts and then the counsel and then the explanation, le tableau. So that's what we'll be doing this morning after I'll just pull out from the PowerPoint that I put together for today to just go through those skills again before I send you off into your you have to work in three, and Tony, Coffee, Matthias no come. Oh, there's a Matthias stop.
Yes.
Yeah, Matthias stop. Okay, thank you, Moni. Tony no come. Tony no come
Tony no
yet.
come.
Yeah. So with you guys, meeting, just trying to get. Have you ever done a room? No, you probably by not savvy. Yeah. Like all you blah 1 year will get you into a room to still online, but I'll have to get Roland to see if we can do that with two of you. Otherwise, you listen into the group, or or turn your WhatsApp to form up with. Must be you one blah. That's all, Yeti. Yeti, you want blah. Okay. So
Yes.
what we might do is, if you got credit on your phones, Yeti,
Yeah.
oh, Yeti will use them, must be. But you guys could have a group with Yeti, Coffee, and Matthias. And I wish we were all in one space. Yeah. Anyway, I'll come to that. I'll see if Roland can get you guys into a room when we have seminars too with other folks. When we have big groups, we go into separate rooms online and you discuss or you do other activities in that way. I'll get Roland and see if we can get you guys into that. But my main thing is I want you guys to go away with those skills grounded, in you. We'll do lots of role playing and change roles. You become a counselor, you become a client. The Americans, I don't like to use the word counselee. It's too close to counselor, you get mixed up. So I tend to use client as an American word. So I prefer using client. So that's what we'll do. So what I want to do is just get you into those skills. See if I can find is that the one? What is it in? What I'll do, I'll just we'll talk about these others later on, but I want to go through the skills. And I've actually taken these 11 slides out and put it as a Word document also. Plus, the second week I put it into a Word document. So I put it on your wall also. So I've taken these skills in counseling. Yeah. The skills in counseling and the actual process, the counseling process where we looked at those five process we looked at in the second term, connecting, how you build rapport and trust, and exploring, understanding the presenting issue that someone comes to see you about. Let's explore that. That's your questioning, your paraphrasing. Can you give me a bit more idea about that? So that must make you feel really frustrated or really sad. You're paraphrasing, you're reflecting feelings. So you're understanding, identifying core patterns or roots. That's where you're starting to look at the issue underneath that. You start from the top and you dig into their story. So action planning is setting biblical goals and steps. And I'll get into that, looking at the theories in counseling also, and looking at the secular approaches, which is really grounded in psychology, but looking at four main guys from Christians who come up with some Christian models where you can use also in counseling. So those are the five, and I think that comes in when you're doing your project in terms of pastoral counseling planning project. That's not until September, but keeping that in mind. So this will all build up towards that. So the main thing is those we're looking at the skills and the counseling process. I'll just sort of go through that again before we go into the actual triage kind of process that we'll do in terms of someone being the counselor, someone the client, and someone will sit to observe and pick up. Because you have all the cues in your paper. So once you get into that, put the paper away and you create your own stories. And then you help each other. You learn to paraphrase, you learn to reflect, you you summarize what's the way forward. You set up goals. But we'll go through that. So those are the two things, skills in counseling. And these are the I'll just go. That's the attending skills, active listening. The helping relationship is characterized by a clear purpose of helping the client. Okay, so this is in there. I'll just go to the next slide there. Every counseling situation is unique. So this is looking at the attending skills where the counselor if you see someone you will imhandle similar you know but imhandle pocket na manento many also man plus supervisor while so there has to be that relaxed attitude. You create a therapeutic space in terms of welcoming people to come in and see. So they're attending skills. You have your full attention on the client. This involves the eye contact. You look man no kamna you no look na mana talk or you so you have that eye contact and that posture. You learn to relax, so it tends to show that genuineness that you are there because the person has come to see you. So this is all on your notes. We'll go through. And listening skills is not the big one. This is giving more than just half listening. Okay? You're actually listening. You're looking at their body, not loarem tok blem. You look at the non-verbal cues that person will portray anyway. So this, we'll just go quickly through this. Avoid showing disapproval or judgment, even if whatever is offensive. You don't say, oh, or you show your face. It's almost like your neutral space. You might show it, but you just let him story. You don't interrupt. Let him story if it's even shocking to you. So listening skill, it's that tentative, active. You're actively listening and processing what that guy is saying. It's his story. That's why, because you may suppose you are him story you me to round outside nothing or something. And then you can easily miss something that the client has mentioned that, and then you say, oh, I didn't get that. Can you go back? And then the person will start thinking, hey man, yeah, me too. Thinking something. Okay, that's listening. So listening is really a priority there. Use eyes and ears to notice tones. If the man is saying, oh, I feel really happy and but body language blame and tense name. Fist blame all same name. Me like him Mary blow me but hand blame all same. Or me like him man blame but hand all same. She's contradicting body language I'm talking. In no relax I'm talking something but body blame non-verbal cues I'm giving me something else. So I would pick on that. I said, I noticed when you were saying that, you started to to fold your fists. Some people do it unconsciously or know that they are doing it. So that's another point of discussion where you larim person to lo story lo this la. Sometimes they'll say stuff and then they tell me something, but you're there to pick up the bits and join bits for them too. Because they've come in with so much, not sure whether you can buy you look them, by you judge them. We're all human. It's building that relationship with that person. And always first appearance is always gives a person away. Okay? Noticing the client's physical characteristics and how the appearance of how well dress or how you can tell. So that too by scaling below you. Money must come long way, yeah. Oh money maybe must walk or something. But you don't ask where do you work and it become lame. But for me, it was for all of us. If anyone comes to you, your first impressions are their first appearance. How now you scale him money, yeah? But that's low you. Put him low you. Keep him. Wait patiently through silence or even through tears. Some time you got this la. As the client gathers courage to regain their composure. Like that's that person me talking me blaya. When I said, what are you running away from? Me wedi mem karai past karai through. Olman no got mona. Em sat lo talk. Me just sit down. I what I put nothing, but me no talk me. Just let him. So much trauma that she carried that she'd never spoken to anyone about. Accepting the client without condoning their actions. When we don't listen but try instead to counsel by talking, this expresses the counselor's own insecurity sometimes because we are not following. We talk to cover up our own insecurity. We're not confident enough to deal with this. We want to show that person or me sorry. So to eliminate that or diminish that kind of stuff, you are him, you sit down, you get the picture first, okay? So I've put all this in a separate note so you can access it anytime rather than going through the whole PowerPoint. Responding skills. Again, coming back. Should not only listen, but also respond effectively, picking up all the cues from feelings to the essence of what that person is saying. And Jesus was a great example of this. He listened carefully to those men walking along with him on the road to Emmaus. He just joined them. They didn't see him as somebody different. A real classic example of a counselor walking with, side by side. Harem story, part of the conversation. He wasn't walking behind, he wasn't walking ahead. He was with them. They didn't recognize him. And that's really good that when some of us say, oh, Mary, sorry, Mary, or I'm sorry, man, me must. That's a good example of Jesus. One bell. You mean must one bell one time. All Turangula and look at me. Even less prominent people who might come and see you. Even people in the church. All man scat people and tablo you will come there. Will down him it takes guts, courage to do that. And leading is a skill. So you're leading that conversation and you're throwing prompts in terms of questioning, summarizing, reflecting. you're steering that conversation. What happened next? Tell me what you mean by that. Those are all open questions. Okay. Again, reflecting, showing clients we understand their feelings or thoughts. So when you're reflecting or paraphrase, you don't go word by word what the client said. You use your own word. And that's a good exercise in terms of your own writing, how you paraphrase stuff out of books or online stuff. Summarizing captures key feelings or themes. And then you keep those themes and you explore that. Check if and check understanding. So you let that and let the client sit with it and respond to those. Don't throw too many questions. Let him. You sit with that question, but it might take a few minutes, but they'll come up with something. So you're a supporting person. You're in that supporting role. You're an encourager. You're an enabler. We are there to empower those people. We are there as we go on to look at Christian approach to that. And these are crucial. We are not just savvy people or not have the skills, but we go low one level, one them all. Yeah, and people feel good when you acknowledge them, they can feel that, they can sense that they leave your space with an understanding someone has heard me. Someone actually understood me. And even supporting involves helping clients assess their own spiritual situation and psychological resources. And that's when you go back to what did you do when that happened, and I'd been doing that, but something happened, and then you challenged them. What caused them to do that? They'll name stuff and say, but can you do another way of doing that? You raise other ways around that. Interpreting. I think I would use this in that person that I was talking to. Even after 2 hours, I knew she couldn't come up. She wouldn't tell me what was going on. But I interpreted a lot of the stuff in those spaces. And that's when I came up, what are you running away from? And that did it. So sometimes it might take hours to come to that point. Sometimes you won't strike gold or whatever, but you'll go to give that person some little homework to just look, behavior blame this last week, but next week you may, boom, keep a journal this week, or you think him that's all, you mark him, you suppose you think him good, you carry him back, suppose man look plaster it. Some people will, it's their healing process too, it's their way of getting out, they'll do that. If they've connected with you, they'll do stuff like that. Because it's their own healing process, it's their way of moving forward. But this, as I said, it can be harmful if you are quick into interpreting other stuff. I just took the punch without relating to what was being said. What are you running away from? And then did it after 2 hours. Like it sort of summed up the whole behavior that I saw, that I had never met this person, but I saw at one point she was taking off somewhere. And I'm thinking that, even in my head, I said, that person is avoiding something, but that was years back. But this was here, meeting her in Brisbane. That picture was in my head, and I said, what are you running away from? Oh, man. You'll get situation, it doesn't happen every time, but you'll get, your questioning will just hit something in someone's life, and what happened now? So use simple terms. Could it be that? Allow time for the person to respond. Because what we tend to do as humans, we protect ourselves. We don't want to open ourselves to people we don't know. So we use lots of things to lay in the way to make our stories, but you may not only talking story straight yet. So that's where the questioning, the reflecting, you challenge a little bit, but challenge is better than confronting. So this process often leads to deeper insight and exploration of future actions. And that's what did it for me. So when I'm talking Milo Plant is something, yeah, I said, have you ever spoken to your pastor? No, God. Now something you want them lawyer na you. So God will put you in places by expecting something by come up. And that's the whole process of counseling, is helping people on the healing road, empowering road, unloading them, giving more easy bilum lokari. The questioning, you all know the close questioning is just yes and no, but we like to use the open question. So it encouraged the thing, tell me about your marriage. If someone is coming with a marriage problem, tell me about your marriage. What's making you unhappy? So my will talk. Rather than saying, married play you right, you have a maslo married play you. I don't know them. It's like no more room for discussion. Answer play you come up. But you make it open, it's open. Because by the opening that up, other things will come in there that will make sense. So the challenging skills come in, not confronting. Sometimes empathy and encouragement aren't enough. You can feel sorry, you can empathize, you can encourage, but that's not enough. Sometimes you need to challenge. So they can adopt new perspectives, take action to resolve conflicts if they'll come with any conflicts, and overcome self-defeating behaviors. It's ways of people changing their behaviors, and that's some of the skills especially when you're a lot of mental health clients, a lot of CBT is used. It's like realigning when we look at Romans 12 of our mind. Cognitive behavioral therapy does a lot of that work, where you're rewiring, retraining people to think differently. So challenging, yeah. You can adopt that when you feel you talk also, but what have you done about this? Can you do something else? You keep saying that. Is there another way? Can someone support you? Or can you get help from the church or from the local level government, from the ward member, from the women's group? Those are open questions. You leave someone to fill those in for you. Teaching skills, counselors, those skills are teachable. Someone can go away with that, or I learned something from that. like what I was saying, I don't know to your group, but someone told me recently, oh, someone saw you some years ago in Armadale for counseling. I said, don't know. I saw too many people to keep track of people. But this lady, when she found out I was doing my doctorate, she said, I know Tandy, I saw her for counseling. I said, okay. So we teach counseling techniques. They form that basis of spiritual and psychological education also, because counseling skills are coming from the psychological space. The roots are from psychology. So we instruct through modeling, storytelling. Some people who are so traumatized, we use a lot of different things to, like I would use, besides using sandpit, and I would use different little figures for people to tell their own stories in that way. Or they would draw and keep drawing is one of the best way to help people who can't really talk much, but they can write or they can draw or they can do models of things, because that's their story is portrayed in those ways. So in counseling, we look at it at the theories of counseling, where the different approaches, where people say, oh, I just work from the CBT place, from the behaviorist point of view. But some of us, we work from the eclectic, where we pick. And I work from that too. I pick from different, that sits well with me, I do that. So you become an eclectic person. And I work from narrative therapy, from Gestalt, from CBT, from other approaches when it comes to trauma inflicted situations. You do use different techniques to work with people, and that's when you have those skills and you focus on that. I said, oh, I could use this. And you can use role play. I've used role play with a client. I said, I'll put you in this chair, you talk to this chair. I did that with my mother-in-law also. You externalize the problem in other ways. And I like that, because God sees us as not problem cases. He created us as okay. But it's only sin that called us. So narrative therapy, you take the problem out of the person. The person isn't the problem. And I like that. I like working with that. You validate that person. That person is okay. Okay, filtering. This is where we come with our own filters. So that's what we're doing too. We're filtering all this information that we're hearing, and it's almost like you've got that basket here. Miblalo Africa, mibla using round pla basket here, and you put in corn inside. Now you're walking also now will PPF fly now will kaka is put down. We talk pixels, and we are doing that with people's stories. And your gut feeling too will tell you that people are genuine. And then you come around. That's where you use a bit of challenge. Like that other person I told you guys, the witch. I didn't challenge her. I sat with her story and I said, she came to realize that she wasn't gonna drag me around. And she said, Daddy, I've been telling you lies. I haven't been up telling you the truth. I said, I know. I just said, I know. So she went back. And told me the truth. So we are filtering a lot of the stories that comes through. Clients may withhold or distort information. They're trying us out. I'm not going to tell so much, because I'm talking nada. So those are the skills. So that the skills you'll use in your role play. Probably I'll use this connecting. This is the 5 things that Gary Collins, the book we are using. This is all from his book. The process of counseling, we looked at that in that second week. Connecting, exploring, planning, progressing, and closure when you said, oh, we've come this far. Am I right? I said, you've been coming for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. You feel also, I've seen you've gone from this to here. So that's sort of a discussion you'll have with the client. You feel all right to go on your own. And I said, my door is always open. You come back when you just want to come and have a chat. But some, I had aunties, 74-year-olds, 70s. They were my clients forever. Some of those old mamas here who was taken as kids through the stolen generation era were removed from their families. They became I stuck with them the whole time I was working for the 7-8 years. So that closure, we come to that where you feel you to black feeling. We've come to you. You are doing okay now. Things are in place. And you will find you'll unlock so much that those people couldn't have done without your help. So I think I'll stop there. I just pulled that out from this. I just pulled those out from the actual presentation that I'll do the rest later on. But if you look at those 3 role plays, what do you think? Anyone's got anything to say? But it's those skills. I want you guys to get those skills. The process of counseling is the first initial that happens when you connect with the clients, the relationship. But it's those skills that I need. I want you guys to do some role plays around.
Just one comment also here. Like for me, most times when people come for counseling, I always sort of just encouraging them, understanding the need that they have, and then that's all that I normally do. And then every time the same person comes again for the counseling, and like we are there encouraging them, at least feeling the pain that they're going through. Other times, we say, tears with them, trying to help them out. But once we continue to do that, they continue to live the same life. And like from now, I begin to understand that sometimes encouraging and empathy aren't enough. Clients need to be challenged to face avoidable problems. That's the area that I think a lot of times I've missed on that. Like we don't want to hurt them. For me, like if I talk hard or harsh on them, that means that they will not come back, or they will go and go for good. Like these are some of the thoughts that I normally have. But then, when we at least get hard on them, tell them, challenge them, I think that's when they can avoid, those behavioral, lifestyle that they normally live. So that's one of the missing essence that I have not been, like helping out during counseling. We've been, very soft, to them instead of encouraging them, at least challenging them. I think that's the way that they, can come out of their attitudes. That's one of the things that I realized this morning. Yeah, thank you.
So confronting is pretty hard, but really challenging with the softness with Olsen belly scene and to me Harim Olsen. Me like don't use the word challenge, you just say it in your questioning that you me feel him Olsen, me Harim you talk Olsen, and then you walking blood in me like talk lo you talk lo you lo. You think when I'm supposed to sign this lalo. Can you give me some ideas how you can change it? Try and put the thing where they can come up with ways to help themselves too. And then you can carry on with that.
There's another comment from me, Guinea speaking. I think I want to share my experience on what had happened to one of the pastor who has been counseling a young lady, not a lady, we call it a single mother. She had a what will I say, a confidential matter with her. But then she shared with a pastor, and then this pastor and his wife did not keep that into themselves. Then they went and exposed it to some other people, which did not help this single mother. And then this case became worse and worse, and then they came to a stage where they fought with a pastor. I think there are some pastors who are in the local churches who are doing counseling work, but they don't really know the skills. So we as a students here, seated here, learning many skills in counseling. We should have some, when we go back to our own churches, we must have a workshop or something like that, call all the pastors and then give them, we need notes and handouts to help these pastors who are doing their counseling in their field. So this is one of the experiences that I found in my church. Thank you.
I think that's where confidentiality is something that can't just fall on us. We've got to make it grow in ourselves. And no stable you all want to. It's something that's very loose. So with pastors, this is something, because culture blame you remember talk and that kind of culture, this like a mass. It can't just stop overnight. You've got to replace it with something that is positive, and confidentiality is something where you keep it. And I'll share with you because sometimes some things have happened to me, even close friends. Me not just had doggy man blow me, stop blow me, head blow me, stop. That's my way of protecting other people. And when I worked, even their own families won't. But this is one thing, and I can see what you're saying and true. Because you know my look keeping story lo you talk him blah. So that's another skill you've got to learn, that confidentiality is respecting that person. And I keep
sorry, I didn't know to that. After this incident that took place, then I went and I approached this pastor and I said, I think, Pastor, you have to pull your socks up in your counseling ministry, because the root of the problem is you caused it, because you exposed those things that you were, and that problem was being still on the first stage, not on the second stage. It was on the first stage, and then it came up like that. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. So for everyone here, thinking confidentiality, whether you wear him, lo grass blow you, lo sleeve blow you, wear, keep him, lo pocket blow you, keep him, lo leather blow you. I had to learn that because I know. You be man lo story. You are him lo narapla, you talk him narapla. But first, if I really care about this person, I keep that, because he's come or she's come to talk to me in confidence about this. So I honor that. Respect goes with that.
One question from Mosby.
Richard? Oh, Yeti. Richard.
Yes, Richard, that's right.
Hey, morning.
Yeah. Yes, just a small question. What should I do if the country, I see the country that console needs a very quick solution where I see that it will take time. So in this situation, what should I do?
It depends on how big the problem is. Or if it's food, yeah, that's quick. Money, that's probably bigger. But if it's none of those two, if you have not the time or doesn't have the skill to do that, find out from the Mosby circle there. You would have services that person could tap into. But you sabe you meet to some local place. So that's why the church needs to have that protective space. Lo ready lo help him more life. Will come look at me blah. Yeah, so one of the theories behind counseling, one that people are starting to use now is solution-focused therapy, where it's doesn't take as long as all the others. Probably we should cover that too. But that's a good another good tool to use. But in relation to what you're saying, what I've just said, if it's filling someone's tummy or buying someone's fare somewhere, that's you can do that. But if it's more than that, there's no really quick solution to that, because you're just putting something in and it'll come back the next time. So it's finding out more about the issue there rather than there's no shortcuts to things really, except those two things. You can help people with meals or toya, but when it comes to things they've been carrying or they want to talk about, you have to create time to harim story mano Mary. Does it help you? That's really
Yes.
speaks to yeah.
Sorry, can I also ask one more question? How will you attend to situation where there are two countries coming at us? I have one issue that one is defending him or herself on his own rights, and you feel that that party is right on their side or his side, and the other party also argues and also stands firm on his or her rights, which they come to you. How can I handle this type of situation when both parties they have their own solution? They want to go their own way, and the other they have the argument between them, and you see that both of them are right. So how can you?
Would this be a married
Yes.
couple, or would it be a married couple, or is this a marriage situation, or two separate people?
Yeah, I'm saying this because I'm a policeman working at the police station, and I have this 3 months ago. I had this a mother and daughter. They had the husband who died already, and mother looks after her daughter and pays their school fees, and she went to university and graduated, and I'm about to look for a job. She got married to a man, which this mother does not like that that man. So the young girl became pregnant, and she has a child. So the mother chased her away and saying, "You go and stay with your husband." But then the girl woke up and said, "No, this is not a planned marriage that I married, so I'm thinking of getting out of this. But just because of the kid is there, I'm just being with a man for a while. But I'm looking for means and ways to get rid of him. So that's what the daughter had been saying. And then the mother said, "You already married. Your marriage is not recognized. You bring shame to me. I wasted a lot of money paying your school fees. I was expecting you to get a job and marry to a good husband, but since you married already, you will not come to my house." And then the daughter was arguing and said, whatever you did. As a parent, you did it. So as me as a daughter, I won't go. I will still stay in the house because this marriage is unplanned and you cannot remove me. I'm trying my best to get out of this marriage. So that's the problem that they brought to me. And I see that both of them, they were right on their own rights. So it took me maybe 4 or 5 hours we sitting talking, and I told them, okay, it's bidat, so you two will get another day, but the girl, I told her, you write all your reasons down, and the mother, I told her, you also write all your reasons down, and you bring to me in another time. So I gave them a time, and I sent them back. But then they never come back. Then I called them and said, mother said, the daughter is not coming to me again. And then I called the mother and said, and the daughter and said, she said, I will come back to you. I'm just giving time to the mother to settle down. She's not understanding me, so once she understands me, I will come back to you. That's what they said. And they're still not coming to me yet.
So has the man come to this party? Has the man come to see you? Has he been involved, the father of the child? This is very
Sorry?
for you. Has Papa Blo Virginia Man Blo Maria and come too? Has he been part of this process?
No, he died.
Oh, okay. Hi, man. Jeez. So it's the mother and the daughter now. To blow them.
Richard, what Dr. meant was Manblo young pla picking in Maria.
Young Maria.
You know Papa died in his ear.
Yeah, the young girl.
Sorry.
Young
Oh yeah, no, man blame no come. They said,
Oh, okay.
both mother and the daughter said, and then both mother and the daughter said it's not husband's business, or she will not, that men will not come.
Oh no,
They said what they said.
he's part of that, Richard. He's part of the solution also. He's part of the problem and he's part of the solution. So it looks like you're dealing with Tuplata Solia, Mamana Kinini. Sorry, Richard. It's a bit messy, isn't it? You can hear the mother. She's done the right thing. Mama walking right thing with her daughter. It's the daughter that's brought the problem into the mother's home again. So it's really those two, but the father too. Young Mary has to be part of the reconciling, conflict resolution situation. That it's more than just counseling. There has to be a mediation, resolution in terms of conflict, and reconciling has to take place in this. You're hearing me?
Yes, that's what I asked the girl, but she said, since I'm doing everything that I can do to get out of him, I will not invite him to come. That's what the girl said.
But then the father might not want them to go, to leave him. So that's why I'm saying he has to be part of that. So I think, yeah. Sorry. It sounds like you've done your best there, Richard. It will come to a point. How long have you been seeing them?
Yes, what I did was I told them to, because both of them are educated and well educated, so I told them to go and list down everything that what the mother wants, what the daughter wants, So that when I put them together and allow them to talk, they have this argument at each other. So I told them, you just go back and list everything down and you bring it to me and I will see to it, everything, and then I will call for another time and we'll meet again. That's what I said, but they're not coming back to me yet. Still waiting for them.
You need to have some, yeah.
Hello, Tandy.
Yo,
One from Lay. It's coffee here.
coffee, yeah.
Yeah. I think the issue, the course that we are going through right now is about counseling. I think there's a difference between conflict resolution and the counseling. In the counseling, as the way I see it is that when people go through, they are facing their issues, personal issues, or whatever they are going through, and they are coming to us, and they are that's like they want help from us to get through, help them through the process of change. Yeah. So as I see, so we as counselors, we must be sensitive to those issues. I think there's sometimes it needs there are situations that, like what our brother is sharing now, that needs it's a conflict thing. Yeah, there is a conflict, so it needs a different approach to it. Different approach, different forum, different people addressing those issues. But in the counseling situation is when people need help for change. That's when we step in and we want to help them, and that's what I understand. And also that I want to make a comment here as we are as counselors, we are the big thing is for us to we know the word of God. We know that the Holy Spirit, the Spirit that we receive is the Spirit of counsel. That's in Isaiah. And as you mentioned, we have to, when we are counseling people, we are also listening to the Lord. Many times those things are the situations are complicated and we can't help them. So we have to really listen to the Lord, to the Holy Spirit, to also aid us in the counseling process. Yeah, I think that's one thing I want to make a comment on. Thank you.
The thing with counseling, you can pick your clients' issues. They come with conflicts. They'll come with trauma. They'll come with marriage issues. They'll come with adolescence issues. They'll come with mental health issues. Conflict, you can't get away from that. I'm just looking through my notes. Conflict resolution comes into it too also. When people come with conflict, you've got to know some of the skills to do that also. That's why I'm asking around Richard's. Counseling is all right. You can just do the basic stuff, but when this involves 3 people, 4 people, that's where everyone has to come to the same table and talk out stuff, and the issue has to be resolved somehow, because it's not just the mother or the daughter, it's the child that's involved, and it's the husband, the father of the child. So I'm just looking through my notes called conflict resolution. That's one point that I put out. You have to deal with that also. As I was saying,
hello,
you can't
Tandy.
choose. Sorry?
Yes, sorry for interruption.
But
Matthias, just want to, from Richard's story, if 2 parties are coming for same matter, that's for counseling. Like, for example, the story from Richard's story, if that mother and daughter, if they come for counseling, That is what can we do if we bring them together for one day, or we can schedule because there is an issue or emotional they are feeling, and then so what can we do in like that situation?
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of anger raised there and a lot of emotions, blaming and
Hello.
Richard, you.
Uh, I have a comment here.
Okay. Matthias, Pastor me and talk. Yeah, Matthias is just talking there, and I'm just going back through the case. This could be an interesting case. We probably could role play Richard's case here with the mother and the daughter. Richard, you also a new counselor na tupla ba acting out this la? Because this is a typical case to you mean. Marriage turned into family issues, tension in the home, conflict come up. Find a lot of how young people end up in this kind of situation. And a lot of grandmothers are being parents again. You blaming him?
Yeah, actually, this they both came to police station and approached a policeman, and then the policeman saw that it's something to do with counseling. So that policeman referred to our boss, and then our boss called me to come in, and then said you go through this the case and see if you can enroll them to some of your counseling skills. He gave it to me again. So actually the case should be a conflict resolution, which they came to police station, but then police said that it should to be done with counseling, so they referred to me again. Yes.
But yeah, as the other Kafi was saying, you can't separate that from that. You're a holistic person when you're working in counseling. You know, as I said, you can't pick and choose your clients that come. I only want to see people with this kind of problem. No, God. It's not tailor-made like that. They come with everything. It's all mixed bags, like mixed, colorful bag of sweets, lollies. And you have to work through that. So skills in conflict resolution too is good to have, but the scripture tells us that we are reconcilers. We bring people to that space, okay? So when it comes, so you might look at it, okay, this is a counseling. The issues are this. You name the issues, Richard. Okay, this is a conflict resolution thing where three parties have to be part of this. Because the man can't be out of it because he's already part of it. Probably I should have a conversation with you, Richard. Think we're you thing with him, you blah.
I have an opinion, a view here regarding that case that our brother just mentioned. Just tell the story about. I see that my first question is, can you differentiate or draw lines between the counseling and the legal? I mean the cases that are beyond capacity of counseling and that has to be referred to the law. So for this case, I see that this one is a civil case, a case that is supposed not to be held by the counselors, I mean the counseling, but has to go through the court, because after all, the court will analyze the nature of the case in regards to the baby and the rights of the woman, I mean the young girl, and other factors that the magistrate or the law will have to draw some decisions, because it's a it has long-term effects, and this is very dangerous when we try to hold these cases.
You got a point there, Paul. I've dealt with these cases where I work with the court system too. I have to be in the courts. This is why I'm saying you've got to be multi-skills when you're doing this kind of work. I've been dragged into the courts with clients. So if the police, they've done the right thing. The police have referred it to the community for counseling. So the counseling is a way of iron him out, level him out when I'm come up to blame mama na pikinini. But what I'm hearing, the missing piece of the puzzle is Manlo Maria. He has to be part of it. Richard, you can put out all your counseling stuff, the issues, the presenting issues, how you've dealt with that. But it's still incomplete if the man isn't part of that. So they can come to a resolution, but he will always be pushed out. He will say, you go one time, man, you married now. So he has to be there where they can hear you can hear his voices, and me like him marrying a beginning one time me. So there needs to be some understanding there. Okay? Because you can't just work with two of them. He has to be part of it. Even for just one session, it would be good. Okay, you talk.
Yes, what I saw is, if I was like looking, if I invite the husband of the girl to come, then it will definitely become a conflict resolution thing. If I invite the husband to come in, that's what I was thinking. Because this is between the mother and the daughter, and it's the mother doesn't want the daughter to come in to the house, and then the daughter said, "I can't go anywhere. This is my house that I grew up as a child, because this marriage is unplanned. I'm doing everything to get out of this. So if I live with my husband, that I don't want more influence on me. So I want to be with my mom, and I just want to go back to my mom."
Okay.
That's what the girl was saying. And then the girl was saying, I also asked them, do you love each other? And they said, the mom said, I love my daughter so much. I'm still missing air. And then the daughter said, I want to go back to my mom. They were both crying. So I saw that it's a controlling issue. It's not a conflict resolution issue. If the man comes in, then that becomes a conflict issue or a resolution. What I saw.
So she doesn't see the men anymore. She doesn't see the men anymore.
She doesn't want the man anymore, but she said, because of the small child, I'm slowly trying to get out of it. But that fight, I will be with my mom, and I do that. If I have to be with my husband, then there's no support behind me. So I want to be with my mom.
Yeah, so that's...
But then the mom was yes. Mom was so angry because of school fees, and it was the expectation that she will look for a job and marry to a good man and all these things. Yeah.
But that's okay. That's a nice unit there, mom and daughter and baby. But what happens if this party comes in with no understanding of what you three have been talking about? This is why I'm saying, even if for you, I'll contact the person on his own and find out what he thinks. If you can come back and say, well, the man doesn't want to have anything to do with you guys. I mean, it's complicated. But you can make a nice relationship here, but this other person who's not involved might come back in and cause problems. That's what I'm sensing here. So anyway, we'll have a short break and we'll come back. Think of some ideas how we can all help Richard. But that's how I'm seeing the whole thing, that it takes two people to do something. It doesn't take just one person. So there's 3 people involved now, 4. But one is out, only the mother and daughter. And that's my concern, that to plan my walking good and then down the track, the papa lo beginning by come back. Now, Piney Mary one time beginning, because there's no negotiation, no reconciling there. That even for him to say, "Am you right? You saw one time, my mommy, okay, one time." Even that, just to get that. Otherwise, he'll still be lingering in the open air. Anyway, you mean Malolo?
I just have a comment here. Like what I said from Richard, he's a good man. The last time I met him in Mosby, and he's very committed to his work. And thank God for him. We pray that God will continue to enrich him with wisdom and knowledge, so that he will continue to have the heart to serve the people in Mosby. Yeah, what I heard from him is that the daughter and the mother, they are both educated. And then the daughter, she just graduated from university. And the mom just hardly, she cannot just let go a daughter. But just that she's educated, she has what she needs, and it's because of what the daughter has done, she tends to, feel that she doesn't need anything from the daughter because she already have everything. And so she, I think it's just because of frustration, and she just don't want to live with the daughter. So I think there we really we need pastoral counseling really there now. We need God to intervene, at least for the mother and the daughter to understand that they are, biological, mom and dad. I mean, mom and daughter. They need an understanding there. So, Richard, it's up to you. You need, God to help you in this. At least make them know that, they can be educated, but at the same time, they are a family. They need to put aside their differences, and then they need to, come together. Otherwise, they will say, no, I have this, you have that, and they will continue to, be defensive. So you need God in there now, at least to break down those, barriers of education, being educated. They need to come to a sense of understanding that they need one another. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And I think for Richard, I think the mother will always dig up her story of me paying plenty money to put you through school, and so they've got to come to a place where they just have to let go and start as mom and beginning in a boo-boo one time all. I think from what you're saying, I hear there's a lot of pointing at the daughter for her putting her through school and hoping that she would get a job and look after her. But no, she's gone the other way. So there's probably a lot of resentment there from the mother from that. But though she loves her daughter, I think name those feelings too. Pull out those things. I feel you've got a lot of resentment because of this and this. They've got to own their own feelings. They've got to own what has happened. And then Batupla looks away. Even the owning your own feelings. I feel this way because this is how, when you do that, I feel this way. It's about owning feelings and taking responsibility, really. This is where the challenge comes in. You have to challenge them. You're both trying to score points here. Let's come as a family, work at the family as a model for that. Your mom, you've got your own strength to put into this, your daughter. This is probably what has happened because of what your mom is saying. You take that back, put that in perspective. And there has to be an understanding between Tupla, a toksori blow Tupla to know each other, probably start somewhere like that. Yeah, but own their story. They've got to own their own. They've got to take responsibility for their actions, especially the girl too. But you're doing a good job there, Richard. Bring them back. Pick out the main presenting issue here. If you have to say look at their list when they bring it back to you. And work through that and come to a point where to come to the same page. From where I'm sitting, I'm hearing they're working from two different pages, that even though they say they love each other and that, but love can cover a lot of things, but the things that pricks me is me buying bloody money law, you walking, you will always be reminded of that. So there needs to be a letting go from the mother also. Forgiveness is to come in. You've hurt me in that way. I worked hard to earn those money and put you to school. That's a lot asking from a mom. So we flip that to looking at it from a Christian perspective. Am I right, Richard? Have we helped you?
Yes, it helped me. Something vocal on that line. Thank you.
Okay, some people have gone taken a break. We'll come back and Matthias, was your asking below you were we are able to give you some feedback on what you asked? Lots of cross flying.
Teddy, you me go break now. Come back now. Me got one last game. B plus threat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You black or break past them. Thank you, Richard, for sharing that. But send me some emails or send me WhatsApp message. Suppose you like story over them, Richard, because it sounds like you're. Because it's the kind of work I would be doing in here. The courts would, and it's the right way. The court did the right thing to do that. As I said before, we are educators. We are everything. Counselors are. You do everything, and even for me, I did conflict resolution also, in part of my training. Mediation through that too. I did peace building and mediation also. So all those skills help you in your own practice also. Because you'll find a lot of conflict in counseling.
How many minutes break?
Okay, my name is Pastor Peter.
5 minutes is gone now. We should resume the class now.
But it's good to hear real stories. Hey, Richard, I'll take note of your stories. We might turn that into a role play for another time, probably. But thank you. Hey, sorry, and people are heavy, brother.
Just a question. From Rich's story, some we think that it is a conflict and then we should revert to court or something. And then you have said that you have been to court for some of the issues. And I want to ask, so if the, does court solve the brokenness or the emotional that is inhuman or just on the surface?
I think the courts actually deal with like Richard's situation. That's why they've referred. So the counseling, like for here, the counseling process would happen over certain weeks or months, and then we give the report to the court system that this guy or this couple or this group have progressed so far. There's some form of reconciliation that's happening. So then by report, they go back to court. And then the court will resume again. Okay, or from the psychological aspect or from counseling, from this has been dealt with, the report may be like kissing. So that's how it's done here. So what they've done to in Mosby, that's the proper right way to do so. It's good they refer it back to community for counseling to take place. So the court can only deal with the technical stuff in terms of issues that if there's been aggressive behavior in that or property is involved, or damage is involved, or other stuff like that legally it has to come through the courts in that way. So that's what happened here. But for Lord bless, Richard is not. Richard, are you back here? So Richard, you just came in, huh? Oh, yeah. There's a question here. Matthias just raised a question. So I was saying from the situation here, what they've done with you, them good luck, because they've referred that couple to you. Here, that's when a client is involved in that, when the legal system comes in, if there's a conflict of child is involved, property is involved, actually physically being abused, or that, then the court, suppose a client only refer him to counseling, to community, and then after certain weeks or months, report, yeah, come back, write him report, go back, court, Bauli look, this law. And then they'll say this, they've set in certain steps and progress towards this, so this is what's happening. So that's what the court system does. They refer things like that for counseling, because that's the platform for ironing out all this stuff. So as you were saying, in terms of conflict, that's always something that's part and parcel of our culture. Our church, the community, and then it goes big overflow, and then go city, place, it goes through the village, through the family, community, court, but must be you don't have that community law working this like go straight law police. But there's protocols to follow there. So I'm not sure what the police will do, but how many weeks, how many times Richard has seen this couple, then he might be asked by the court or the magistrate for any report. Suppose case here come up, Ken. So just you are in this law, Richard, it might be needed, it might not be. But yeah, so that's really for the legal side of stuff when things get messy. But otherwise, when it's given back to counseling or that kind of process, then there's a hope. There's always hope in counseling that something will settle. There'll be a settlement of whatever that's being stirred up. But I think as Christians, that's our goal. And power, but reconciliation is to come in that. Because our goal is peace and must come up. There has to be a solution. There has to be a way forward. Because that's a classic issue. Yeah, this latu, what Richard brought up. You will face that in the community, but also in the city, it has to get into another level, come back to the community. Does it sound okay, Matthias? I'm answering question below you, Matthias. Am I right? Matthias?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like when we go to court, if we have conflict or situation, and when we go to court, like we look at even there is peace, but then we look at just, I think that's a service. But what about the inner being, or I mean the emotions, or
that's where the counseling gets to come in.
within us?
Yeah, that's where the counseling comes in, where you work through that, Richard, where you reflect those feelings. It's those feelings, as I was saying, there's a lot of pointing and blaming, and because of what I've done, then you reflect that back. You paraphrase things for them, Richard. Mama mi feeling more and there's a lot of pen law, school for you by Molsem. Molsem, you feel Molsem. You reflect those things back. Oh, Mama blame. You feel disappointed because hard work blow you and most em too lo harim again like by harim too. So you've got two people there, not just one, Richard. Yeah. It's always validating it. Those feelings, those paraphrasing, reflecting, summarizing will actually do a lot of open doors for you in terms of an open questioning. But at the same time, showing empathy and understanding law, situation law. Yeah. Hey, good player. We're just trying to set up Richard and Coffee, but we can't do it. I have to organize it with Barnes for next time. So we have a breakout room where you took an interview. But Richard and to player, but you need a observer if one is to be a client and counselor. Now, has everyone had a look? Has anyone? Can we move on, or has anyone want to add one last thing to the last discussion? Because I want us to look at those.
From Barnes here.
Who's talking?
Dinette from Barnes.
Oh, Jairus, okay.
When I look into this issue regarding the mother talking about her daughter, then maybe her responsibility is to be a mother, taking care of her. After all, the daughter have decided to go that way. Mother said her labor and what she had done was in vain, but I see that as parents we are responsible to take care of the children. When they grow old and they are decisions to make, we the parents should not have to interfere too much because they have the free will to make the decisions. Sometimes our decisions were too hard and the parents and the children does not have enough free will. Then we come to a conclusion of argument that causing chaos, and sometimes counseling never works out because mothers or the parents think that they are possessive. That's why the counseling sometimes go difficult. If we see that it is the responsibility of the parents to take care of the children from birth up until they go through adults, that's our responsibility. Thank you.
Yeah. I think a lot of us, we've been there, we've done that. It's that freedom of being out of your mom's space and do what you need to do. But as you were saying, Jairoto, is what those foundations, and it's probably a reflection to parenting. It's those foundations that you've laid to your kids. They'll live by that. It's the yardstick. They'll measure anything that comes into. They'll base their decisions on that. If those principles were not laid as kids, then when they're out of that protection space, the world is open. They try anything. That's why you find a lot of young girls just all bambule, nothing here. When it comes to that, when there's no proper grounding in a lot of values and beliefs and principles that can hold them together, then they end up in the situation with Richard is dealing with. So what Jairoto is saying, it's back to parents from laying those rules. And it's not rules written, you live it, you action it out, by love, those rules are projected into our own kids. Yeah.
Teddy, one last scheme, like in a situation that both two parties, they are affected. And then when it comes to counseling, you mean by bring him tupla one time, come the same time, na counsel him, or you mean by game narapla time? Naraplalo another time.
If they can come, you can look at them separately or work. What I would do is they come together or one come together, work with one, and instead of the other one can come and they come together and so yeah, you have to work with them individually or together. But first, work one time, one plus one. If there's animosity and heavy stuff, you don't want to put them in the same room. Then we'll say put him on a firecracker inside the room. So you have as a counselor, well, blue by scaling this law. If you sense there's gonna be tension, low place, you talk to both parties. You spell out how you operate. I work. This is how I work. I'll see you guys first session. I'll see you guys, and then I'll work with you separately. That's how I would do it. But if it's too much, then I'll start with one, and then they'll halfway down the track they'll come together and then back, but then come back together. So you mark him thermometer blue, mark him temperature room blue. No would bite come up room or you have to pick him this loud. If there's tension and you get Pascalian, but always ask them. Because you even speak out what you're sensing. We sensing more them. Are you guys okay with this? Can we work together or what would work better for you? Always doing that. Even Laura Richard's case, what will work better for you guys? People one time mama pass them, now girl pass them, because they'll be honest with you separately. Then we'll come back together as mama and daughter one time. Yeah. So we are always the people with the thermometer to take the temperature of what people are walking in with, where there's a lot of animosity, a lot of anger, a lot of pent up emotions, whether it's a lot of sadness, you get by scaling this love. Yeah. We can be a lot of things when we, as I was saying, some of you had gone. I actually did conflict resolution and mediation process within peace building, even here through the University of New England here, Southern Cross University. Those are skills that you use also. As I said, you don't choose your client, they come with a lot of conflict in their lives, a lot of tensions. But a lot of us can go with what the scripture says because God commands us, ask us to be reconcilers. And no psychological books can tell us that because they're based on that respect and love that only the Spirit of God can give us. Secular counseling won't give that. They might give me all the skills and knowledge and how the Spirit, those are frameworks. I let the Spirit blows life into those. Okay. Suppose Noga talk back. You have all, is that okay, everyone? We move on? Because you meet at 11 o'clock now, yeah. By you start and then we'll have a break for lunch, 11:30. So shall we start on those role plays? And whatever comes out. As I was saying, we'll start with this on the paper as helping people lo role player. And as we get familiar with this, we'll drop the papers and you'll use real situations like what Richard has brought this situation. You can role play that within your own group, make up a story, and we create our own stories. But for now, is everyone looking at those on Cluster? Is everyone having access to that? It's about the same person, same issue. overwhelmed by work demands, growing tension, conflict in family, it's all very similar. So if you can get yourselves into a group of 3, and I'm wondering about Mosby, they can do that, but Kafi and Matthias, for Barnes first, get yourself into groups of 3. One is the counselor, one will be Sarah, and one will be the observer. And your observer's job, you take notes. This is all training, Loyal Bimubla. You look at the one, especially number 3, if you want to pick one of those, it doesn't have to be the first one or second one. Pick one and you stick to that in the role play. The one that I'm looking at, managing work and family stress. I'm just using that. There's attending skills, active listening skills, open questioning, reflecting feeling. You probably will all start with that because that's actually, I've put those skills in there. If you can find that, probably we'll all start with that because actually it's there and there's a prompt there. I've put prompts to prompt you, like the second active listening. The prompt is listen carefully and reflect back the feelings or content, what Sarah has been saying to you. That's number 2. Is everyone with me? Look at that one. Are we on the same page? On the top of that, here's an expanded role play script with specific prompts for practicing each counseling micro skill. If you're looking at that, then that's the one I'm looking at. That's got the prompts in it, and I've highlighted all the skills. Attending skills, active listening, open questioning, reflecting feelings, paraphrasing, challenging, summarizing, supporting, encouraging prompts, interpreting to also there, and then the wrap up. So if you're looking at that page that I'm reading from, can you stick with that? Can we look at that? And you go in your groups of 3, the bands, Lay Mosby, so a client, the counselor, and an observer. The observer is to, and then you change the role. The counselor become an observer, or counselor become a client. Clear?
The notes, only the notes in the cluster, which
Yeah.
I'm lost here. Can you?
That's wait, I'll go on. Is anyone, you play paini mo? You play paini, you play look him. I'm just
Lista pro cluster.
I'm stopped.
stop cluster.
Yeah.
Just try to open mine.
which particular notes?
Sorry?
What's the title?
Which
Of?
Hey. Wait, I'm trying to open my. There's three there. I put three. Wait, but suppose me opening, but me looks at it. Why is it taking long to? Western, have you opened yours? It must be the last one. The last one of those three. There's the PowerPoint and another Word document, and then the three. Something else. Like must. Why is it slow? That's on cluster. If I've remember correctly, how I've put it.
Hello, Teddy. Is it fully written out or more counseling session?
It's hang on, I'll just listen and sound.
Part of the cosplaying notes?
It would be on the top of that thing. Is here's an expanded role play script with specific prompts for practicing. It's a combined role play, managing work and family. It must be the third one from the three that I post. If you're looking that way, it must be the last one on that side.
The file name,
Hey,
it should read Week 4 Expanded Role Play Script with Specific Prompt.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the file name. Matthias, you don't know by looking. You downloaded this?
Yeah, that's the one. Thanks, Weston. The other two is the same, but it hasn't got all that prompts and you'll see the counselor greeting Sarah as he comes in. You play out that role play. That attending skill starts at the beginning.
Okay. Any skills prompts? Yeah.
You black looking?
That's him. Yes. Yeah, thank you. It's under the course planning week 4, so just looking for it.
Week four.
Thank you. Yeah, week 4.
We're halfway now, Lupla. Halfway for this step. Are the others still looking? Western probably help the others if they're. Because I did 3 versions, but I think this is a better version because it's got all the prompts and it spells out the different counseling skills that are being used there. There's 2 pages. So, Matthias na Kafi, you still want Peace Lole, yeah? You want Peace Lole?
Yes, that's right. My friend Tony's not here.
You I think, William, how will you do this?
Yeah.
Most people have got the two. It'd be nice to. Well, we'll try and arrange it for next week. Because I can only be allowed through Camp Barnes. George, they'll allow me to create this chat room where you guys can have your own interview without us looking in. It's a good system. Even the most we can join you and you too. Was at the back of the Simon Lubett side. You've got extra people there. You could use them, cafes. You're the counselor, and they can be the clients or the observer. Weston, are you guys already in your groups?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Almerilo backside? Did you find it?
Please.
Okay. Just trying to work out how we can do it with you guys without yeah, because when we talk, we'll interrupt the whole group. Should have thought of that before. I thought I could do it from here, but I have to have the okay from Barnes. They're the people organizing this. Even for Tony and Cafe, you just look at the role play and you can see the client and the counselor. Here I've got the client and the counselor, not the observer, but you create the observer as a third person in your group. Okay? So must be tupla, you plow right low. Client to the counselor position there, Richard and Yeti. Or what you could do, you can WhatsApp each other and not everyone looking. Cafe and Matthias, you can WhatsApp each other and do a role play that way. So we are not hearing you guys. Do you want to do that?
We can do it via WhatsApp. Yes.
Yeah. Matthias Naya Cafe. Yeah.
Just WhatsApp.
Can you do that, Jutubla? Do that role play by WhatsApp there. So we're not hearing you guys, so you can just close your stuff and Cafe, am I right? Yeah, Jutubla. Matthias, just calling each other's low WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Or bloody data, your phone. Nagat.
I can. Matthias, you too.
Okay. Can you do it, Matthias?
Yes, yes. I
Yeah,
want
okay.
to send my WhatsApp number to him. So.
Yeah, okay.
Send me your
Yo.
to 72703665. That's my number, Matthias. Right.
727
703665.
7026
3665. 7270
Doctor, just-
3665.
A question from Barnes. We will just see the role play and then we will have to like choose another story and then we go by the role play, or
You can do that role play on the paper, making you just get into it and you look at what I've put there. Use open body language, maintaining eye contact. Just give you some ideas, and then you can leave him this line. You create your own. This is just to. The more we do this, it'll get into your system of doing it properly.
Okay,
You know.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was getting someone's number there. 707.
7270
07270
3665.
3635. That's Kafir, is it? Whose number is that?
Yeah, that's my number.
Kafir.
That's my number, Kafi.
You
So
got
Matthias
Matthias.
can-
Now, Matthias, you got blow. You give him Kafir.
I texted my number already.
Or you
Check it on the.
text him
You
Kafir, yeah?
WhatsApp it, huh?
Yes. Me text him copy.
Miss Law, yeah, Kafir. Em kisim kinis law. Chiwakaya.
Pero no kami, tu voy taxi ko le dar line.
I'm lay a long way. I'm come stuff.
So, what's your number, Matthias? Can you tell me yours?
Yes, yes. 770524561.
And what's Tony's? Anyone got Tony's number? Kafir, you got Tony's number?
I've got Tony's number, but it's not online.
No, I just want to have his number. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure. I can give you Tony's number. So it's 7946 3613. That's Tony's number.
Yeah. He tried telling me last week, but it was dropping out. Okay, thank you. Okay, me losing this lala. Thank you.
This number, please, Ken.
7946 36113.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matthias, bro, this number will come back.
Okay, YouTube like and
You check him on
Number will
him.
come now.
you confirm him now. YouTube like and off him, mute him section blow up here na YouTube la. Mute him YouTube la. You can go off screen and you play to play talk low. Oh, how now YouTube la him? Because if you talk using this system, by reply will get him.
Pamita meeting system lo meet bana pamita using WhatsApp also.
WhatsApp.
Or phone. You using phone, Matthias?
Phone or laptop too, but alright too.
Yeah, laptop.
Yeah, using phone, using laptop.
As long
Okay.
as you mute your group thing, low me plan.
Okay, Matthias, you call. If you can.
Kafri, make sure you turn your speaker off, Lode. Otherwise, we are hearing your conversation.
No, Mita no. One
No, what Matthias, Kafi.
I'm not in Mitla no contact yet, so I'm still on there.
70
Yeah,
52
yeah.
45
Uh-huh.
61.
It's open.
Roy, sini tuan. This is your WhatsApp number. Matthias.
Yes, yes.
I can't.
Yeah, did you want it?
Thank you.
You feel you can't follow that one, do one of the other two, because that's more of the council process in there. Are you with me? If you're finding, you can create your own create your own scenario, but at least the skills are there. You could do the Sarah feels overwhelmed by work demands, because there's a bit more conversation there, where the other one is just drumming in the skills, the micro skills. So you've got a choice there. You can stick to that when you've gone through that, to either of the others, or create your own, making one plus story blue yet. I think the main idea is to get those skills in your, by role playing them, you get to practice them. So you'll see from attending skills 1 to 5, paraphrasing, Sarah is talking there, and then it sums up all the other counseling skills on the next page. The challenging, the summarizing, the supporting, encouraging, the encouraging prompt. Lauren,
Tandy, we are prepared now.
just wave your hand, supposed to be like,
Tandy, people are ready now. Long. Okay, presentation, Barnes.
bounce you ready. Okay, good.
Yeah, thank you. So we are three in the team. Dianette, I am a client,
Yeah,
and Weston will be our
yeah, okay.
taker for this
Western,
day to listen to our problems, and Joshua will be the counselor. I will start now. Thank you.
Our topic for this morning is family blow up. What happened in the family, the issue, conflict. So I'll leave it to Dinette and Joshua this morning. Thank you.
I'll give it to the counselor.
Hi, good morning, Jabadi. How are you doing this morning? You look so present. I think something must happen to you, and you are so unhappy this morning.
Counselor, what you have said is true. I have faced some problems in the family. Since last 2 weeks, I had argument with my wife. After I returned from the workplace, she didn't prepare anything for me in the house. And with that, I got up and I destroyed the house and break the cooking utensils. And for during the period now, she hasn't talked to me or do anything, but she's so silent and kept a distance from me.
Jabadi, I think this issue has been going for some time now. And thank you for coming. We'll sit down, we'll discuss some means and ways to address this issue. You agree with that?
Yes, with the problem. So what are you gonna do to help me with this problem?
Thank you. Okay. I'll just suggest some thought this morning. Can you go back home? If she attacks you again, don't try to go against her. You just be patient so that when she accepts you, then you can come back tomorrow. So you can bring your wife with you and we can sit down together and discuss the issue.
All right, thank you. I'll go and talk to her, and whatever she responds, I will come back to you and we'll talk about that.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Jabadi, you're blessed.
We are done. Thank you.
Who's the observer? Is that coming from Barnes, that group?
Yes.
So small, so small. Yes, Barnes. Who
Barnes.
was an observer? Was there another observer in your group? No.
Yeah, Western, Dinet and Joshua.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the observers, did you pick up any skills that you want to highlight for them? Because that's encouraging them too. Was there any reflection of feelings? Was there any summarizing? Was there any questioning?
From my observation, the counselor, he did what he should be doing. He understood his problem, the life that he went through, and then he asked him open questions. And then that makes the client, he had confidence, and he was open to say, to pour out what he was going through for the last 2 weeks. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. So what I'm picking, the client said that people something to house. He said there was no reflection on that. And you suggest some points. That's advice giving already. I'm just trying to pick up stuff.
Okay. What happened? Like he told the story of what had happened. After work, he went home, and then the food was not ready.
Yeah.
And he was so hungry that what he did, instead of bashing up his wife, he went and he destroyed the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then he didn't do anything to his wife, but he just destroyed the kitchen. And then that's when, the conflict started. The wife didn't want to talk to him, and that continued for 2 weeks. So after hearing it from the counselor, he advised him and said, when you go back, you bring in your wife the next day so that we can sit down together and we will talk. But when you go home, you don't try to at least say you're sorry or leave it as it is. You just do it in action, telling it how sorry you are.
But I think what I want to say is you do some reflection. Oh, you must have been hanged. You must be started corrosing. So, I'm going to cause in this now, of course, for you. I think picking up some of the reflection on his feelings. And but you suggested points, you're already on the trend of giving advice. So that's why we're doing this. There's no right and wrong. That's all right. It's okay. That's why I want you guys to drill this. So you pick him up. Acknowledge where it's coming from. You feel him on you. The lady started to stop. So you find ways how can this not happen again next time. I know it's a short time, but I'm just picking up those reflection of the client's space in terms of his feelings, what has happened, and on the other when you start suggesting points. When you just suggesting points, you're already on the timeline of giving advice. Just something like maybe. Thank you for that. Thank you.
We take note of it. I think for the reflection, we may have missed it, so thank you.
That's all right. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Tupla Lolena Muslim? How did you go? Cafe now.
Matthias,
Just have some feedback. You don't have to reply.
Time management ya, em di panau em tok do stress ya, em di stress ya.
You want to? We'll wait for you guys to give some feedback later. Okay, another group.
We'll give it to Eugene and Maramatai. I think they're ready.
And then we go to the Mosby group.
Ask must be and later.
What I want to suggest is, you plan slow down. You plan slow down. This is why, because we are always on the move, move, move. You're already ready to give advice. This is where advice has to stop. You are in past tense story. Okay, girls. Well, Mama blog around Lajiwaka.
Okay, we are ready. Jael and Jerato will be observers, and I will be the counselor, and Katie will be my client. And we will follow the example that you post on Cluster. So we will start. Now, mita batok pusin. Sorry, we have to talk pusin because some of us don't know how to speak English well. So I'm counseling a talk pusin maybe. Okay, I will start. Morning, Sarah. Ilugo say you come, Lisa, morning you must something come up the house now you come.
Morning. Yeah, me no feeling alright. Lo morning, me got plenty workload lo house na me come.
Oh, so you feeling yourself. You thinking plenty work na. Something come up the house too, no God.
Yeah. Yeah, I got because me looking most the time so Thomas lo making more something. This morning me got plenty work lo make him na display making me feeling stress.
So you got some like no good you some like you got some like talk fight one man blow you or one or picking in the house now you come.
Talk fight one man no got talk one picking in no got me looking all walk inside the house and me overload because me come long morning 5 to 6 prayer time na me go lo market lo morning come back me must ready breakfast inside the house na all wet clothes blow aste me must hang him also na me come late na me no mas lo class lo Saturday too na because weekend me play mas make him all work blow house lo weekend this play making me stress.
Oh, so now the morning you make a plan to walk straight now you come to class.
And that's all, yeah.
So, ilugo sem, you know how mama so this day.
Yes, because me all work in make him na me feeling most body blow me feeling weak. me feeling most me like losing class, that's all. Me think also. Me losing class, me no good class. Me must attend him because no me missing one class. Good class something lo display day lo class.
So you wako think you losing class or this day. I'm true. That's all. You think lo kamet. Even though you drive close, even though you get up the morning na pray lo 5 to 6, you go to market. Plenty work you making me talk. So when I think do you now?
Think Lumia, me feeling Mosem. Also, whenever me cut him down some blow inside the house last Saturday.
So, you got ting planty lo how lo you by cutting down some walk. Me one but ting me got long em lo help you lo this morning em osem. By you lose some walk or some morning by you lose him pray na you lose him lo 7 o'clock you go lo 8 or 6 you go lo 7 by you go lo market lo make him you free lo make him some walk in up lo time lo come lo class. So I'm meeting him osem memorize do you or not?
Alright, that's all. Suppose me lusi 1 plus something, me no like symbolic. Suppose me lusi pray time lo morning lo 5 to 6, me no nak symbolic lo this lo too. Na me no sabi how, but me. Enough you give me something.
Osem me talk finish meeting osem you must lose some walk with this that day. Osem me talk give him work sample work lo beginning ni give him sample work lo man lo make him ting me make give him lo I'm alright lo you or not?
Yes, by me scale him because me by look sample housework me can deal him lo beginning na man to. Na this by helping me lo this Saturday morning lo a class blow me na all work blow morning too.
Thank you, that's all. So now it's we'll give it to the audience to.
A good plan, I'll get on the backside. Can you see what the group was doing? There was a lot of reflection and open questions, a lot of summarizing and giving ideas. Ask him, Kathy, what can she sacrifice, I guess? What can she put aside to give him more make him hard work long morning before class? So can you all see that pattern of ask him, waiting? So there was reflection, questioning, open questions, and summarizing, paraphrasing that. So there was the 4 things there. What you play also observe say you play thing on it. Your group here.
From me, Jael, me observe long how counseling and been go on. It was that good. Long way counseling belongen, client belongen. But just one encouragement to my counselor, as I am her advisor this morning and also the observer, I'd like to just help her with maybe in her counseling it was plenty closed questions instead of open question. So lik encouragement so maybe can give him lik longen, maybe too much lo put him also open because by cut him off conversation worry married to client belongen no na talk out lol get a worry blow but told this la thank you.
Thank you, Lucia group. Must be you want to share what you Richard and Yeti. How was it for you guys? Was it okay doing that?
Yes, yes, we can try. Okay, me and you two here, we will still go by the Sarah's case here. So I am the counselor and Yuti is the counselee. So we are basing on Sarah's issue here. And we don't have a hope saver, so if one of you can be our hope saver. Morning, Yati. Man, me thinking you long you come here. Night me sleep na me thinking so what about me also one me thinking you long you come here. Some person making na you come or
Yeah, brother. Good morning. That's something that I feel bit stretched about in my life and family. When I go from school, then go home, my wife faces that's big hard and not even communicate properly with me. Even I have school work and the burden, then I go home. That's nothing like she was burdening me.
Okay. So you're saying that you're going home from your school and your wife at home is not doing some of the things that you were expecting her to do. Because you are caught up with your work and also with your school work too, and as a head of the family, you also want your wife to do some of the things in the house that she's not been doing. That's why you are feeling not well. Anything that you also want to say on that?
Well, in due respect, I do some things that, not something, but I do my responsibilities that helping washing the plate and sometimes clothes, but there is a time that I put aside, but she's not really satisfied with the way that I try to help her at home. And it seems that when I try to tell her something that she gets really upset.
Okay. So you're saying that you, from your schoolwork, you go home and you also do some of the house responsibilities like dishing and cleaning the house. Which sometimes you feel that your wife should be doing all those things, and you're still not happy with some of the things that she failed to do in the house. That's interesting. To do some of the things in the house before you leave the house that you may expect returning from your school that those things should be getting done when you return home. Do you tell some of the things that she's supposed to do?
timetable to follow, including sharing responsibility, but also in time of
Hello,
settling the matters.
Speak up.
can you
Hello.
can you can you put the mic closely?
Yeah, okay. When we have responsibility timetable that we budget to do the things accordingly to our responsibilities at home. But there is when we try to settle the family matter, instead of both of us sitting down, she's just shouting and then for neighbors and other people to hear our family matters. Instead, we sitting down together and try to settle those little issues together between him and me. But she's just shouting and letting other people to hear about our issues and our problems.
Okay, it's good to hear that you have a schedule timetable in the house that you used to follow, and you see that sometimes she never follows the timetable, and you try to talk with her, but she gets out on you, shouting at you in front of others, and would you feel that as a wife she shouldn't be doing that? You feel that she should be talking with you quietly, maybe in a room that not everybody can hear. So maybe some of the things, as you have said, you have the schedule there, you have the timetable there that you should follow. So what do you do when someone like yourself or your wife or the kids in the house who don't follow their timetable? What actually does you do?
But I take their responsibilities and I'm loaded, so I cannot do much with and other things that I'm assigned to do.
Okay, you were saying that sometimes when you are caught up with so many schoolwork and all these things, uh, you also never follow your timetable as well. Uh, by looking at the commitment that you have, the commitment that your wife have you also decided to change the timetable that will suit you and your wife so that you can follow the timetable properly? Have you have any idea about changing the timetable because of the workload that you have and your wife have? Have you decided that?
Yes, instead of sitting in between herself and myself, she just shouting to settle that kind of matter out in a public shouting for people to hear. But when we try to both of us sit together as a family matter, then we can settle. But when she's shouting, then I don't feel good to myself, so I cannot put myself into settling with her when she's just shouting and screaming.
Okay, I see. What do you think? Can we also invite your wife to come, that we all of us can sit together and talk together in another time? What do you suggest?
You can call her and then you talk with her first, with your wife, and then later you can call both of us together. You can call her and you sit with your wife, and then I mean, you are going to console her, sit with her, and your wife should be present there, talking there, and then you can call us again for the next time.
That's a good suggestion. I will. I will ask my wife to meet up with your wife, that we all can come together And when we set a time, we'll let you know, and we'll meet again. Thank you for your approach this time, and I appreciate your visitation, and hope to meet you again. Thank you. Sorry, that's how we realized that we can't settle the issue, so we postponed to another time. Thank you.
Anyone want to give some feedback? That was good, Richard and JT.
Hello, Teddy.
Yeah.
Just want to say something like the introduction part, like in counseling, make the environment conducive. That they will want, like, you can welcome them or offer them a water bottle or something, and then
It's gone offline. We've lost him. Bounce is still online? Oh yeah, you're still moving.
Yeah, we're still online.
Yeah, we've lost Matthias. Yubla, I'm just looking at our time. Thank you for the groups that Yubla. As I said, there's no right and wrong. It's just following what could help you. What you've all done is good. That's why we're doing this. So it just grounding people all skills in terms of what's on your paper and what we've covered. The micro skills in counseling. So you black is in this la. Yeah, from what I was gonna say is relax. Be yourself. Be patient. Harin story lunarpla. Reflect back when you can. Paraphrase when you can. Questions when you need to find more information. That's why you have the questions, the open questions. And always talk low. And what I'm saying, is it correct? Am I saying the right thing if you're paraphrasing or summarizing? I could be wrong here, I might miss something. They'll tell you, yeah, no, you're on the right, you're okay. That's good. So always getting confirmation that you don't put your own words into stuff too. So I think more the listening, the taking, the cues from the body language, the what's behind all that issue that people have come with. You know, it takes time, it takes hours to build up those relationships and even come out to what the core issues are. So I'm just wondering here, because it's 12:15. You're blatting one M. Can we just go on and I'll let you go off 15 minutes early? Because our time is almost up. I know it's, unless we've lost Matthias. But what he was saying, yes, that's what you make the counseling room. It's a therapeutic space. People feel welcome, like your house. If I come through my front door and it's furniture stacked up, I say, "Hey, what kind of house here? I'm not sit down the way." That's just for visitors, but when you have clients who don't know you from a bar of soap, or they've heard about you, they don't know you, they've heard that you're good at this, what you're doing. Yeah, you make those spaces inviting. In fact, that's you kissing Jesse down low and in it mango tree. But just make sure no dog stop making plenty noise. or picnic, sing out, of counsel people under trees, open space, in the park, in a cafe. So you make those spaces, especially if you're pastors, you'll be at your church. But don't counsel people in your home. You have to have a space. This is where it's got to be a space, whether it's in the church or in a hall. Your home space is your space. I think this has to be clear. Your home is your family home. So make space in your church property to make it your counseling space, so people know that. But what Matt just is saying is a good point, that you want to make that. And I remember when I was doing my master's, there was a whole subject of therapeutic counseling. People say, oh, I do gardening because it's so therapeutic. It just calms you. It's the presence of, it's a form of worship of doing that. So whatever we do, we do it for ourselves too. Yeah, but I think that's important. Don't make your house, your family home, a counseling space, because your own family and wife will be tiptoeing around you and having no mood. Am I right, huh? You planting with them. Bloody love me. You may sit down outside here, but as long as it's not something really privacy of the person, it's probably important to have that, be conscious of that.
Yeah, I think you are right. It can avoid many consequences as well.
Thank you, Richard. So that's important as you as pastors, be conscious of that. Your family home is your family home. Even if it's a pastor's house, belong to the community. You still have to make that distinction between that.
Sorry, can I ask you one question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is it like if one of my relatives, say a wife of my brother or my friend, comes to me seeking for counseling assistance, I asked the brother to the friend to avoid some of the bad feelings that my brother might have. Is it okay for me to tell him that your wife approached me this way, that way? Is it okay for me to tell him? Because I just want to, because at the end of the day, I may know that she will go back and tell her husband that I get some assistance from your friend and like this, like that. Then my friend may think that, oh, why didn't he told me about my wife earlier, and that lately I know this. Those things might happen. So, my question is it okay for me to tell my friend who's my brother, but your wife is like this, like that, and she approached me, that I feel that I need to talk with you as well?
That's where the conflict of interest comes in there, Richard. That's where you've got to be careful when it's family. I think you've got to draw the line that's protecting you and your family also, and yourself as a pastor or as a counselor within that space. So I think that's where you have to draw the line, that you can't see family members unless you're in a group. Yeah, I think it's that boundary around, because things within families go back into families. So I think just to separate yourself And I think that's clear to everyone that certain issues you there's a conflict of interest. It's you're too close. You're too close to people. Are you all getting what I'm saying? If you're too close to
Yes,
family,
yes.
it's you're putting your own position in a risky place. You suggest, or can you say someone else, or because I don't want to be in the middle of you protecting yourself. You have to think of your own safety, not just safety in terms of physical spaces, but the talk. You mean lalo talk plenty. And like that pastor who did what he did, telling everyone else his family are close, even in-laws or whatever. I do that. If I know someone, I say, can you go and see someone else? I might see someone else and know I know her from somewhere, but I'll refer you somewhere to see someone else if you know a bit of story of someone. Otherwise, if it's neutral, you do that, someone else. But always keep those boundaries that you can't be a counselor for everyone and anyone. You have to protect yourself too. This is safeguarding your own space and your families. Am I right, Richard?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
There's one from Bunch. Guinea.
Okay.
Yes, as I have looked at this role play, to my understanding, the council have found cited two things in there. The first one is a problem between the husband and the wife, the spouse. Another one is in the workplace. There are some words that the expressions, the phrases been stated there in this role play. One I hear that I've read through it, and it says, the husband says that his wife is a distance away from him. What does this mean? Maybe, to my understanding, the first love that they both have was bit okay. Then, on the way, it became bitter, sour, and the spouse was bit a distance from my husband. And maybe there's something wrong between the spouse or otherwise from the husband. So they're looking at each other, and the attitudes in the house, and also, yeah, I've cited it. There's something wrong between them. There's another problem is in the workplace. In regards to this role play, not only here, not only in this role play, I've been in the field for so many years, and people coming with a problem to the counselor is not coming with one issue or one problem. Maybe it's coming with maybe 3 or 4 problems at the same time. So as a counselor, I have to deal with one at the same time. Sorry, one at the first, and then tell him to come again next time, and then deal with another one, then another one. Then that person has been released from the problem or whatever issue that he's facing. That's how I have understood from this role play. That to me, as a counselor, it's not an easy job. It's not an easy task for me to do, to handle this kind of issues. Ever since I graduated from here in 2014, went home and did so many counseling ministries in my field. Thank you.
You're right. Yeah, as I was saying, you can't pick your client that's come through. They come with colorful packages. That's why you've got to, when you don't have the skill, the scripture is there. Especially when it comes to conflict, reconciliation. But we are enablers too. Yeah, so as Kenya said, the story, the questioning will open all those other bits, those other issues that has impacted on that problem that's gone out of proportion because different issues have probably contributed to that. So you're always finding in your questioning, in your reflection, especially the open questioning, will giving them time to speak. Yeah. Hey, but thank you. You know, we could have gone on and done the topic today, but I just want to do this. I think today we've done it, and we'll carry on doing this every week. Probably for next week, we'll do some lectures first, even though I prepared a PowerPoint for today. But we'll do that, and we'll I know when we hear other stories, it draws us to be part of that. And am I right too? So my main intention is to ground you in these skills, in the micro skills, so you don't miss anything. And as I said, be patient. Here, be 120% harim. Your ear is listening, your eyes is picking up cues from the nonverbal cues, and be conscious of your own position, that you are not distracted. Because he's watching you or she's watching you too. And they don't have to watch and pick that up. God has put a special machine in us that we can sense people, whether are they for real? Are they? Yeah, we all have that. So sorry, it's that, yeah, you know, you will go 60, yeah. We're not 60, but we've looked at Richard's case and bring him up, yeah, and what bloody contribution or what we've talked about in the role plays has taken us to this, and we haven't stopped for lunch. So, man, by me, I just want to finish off, if that's okay with you guys. I just want to finish off with this. Look at the job story, and then I'll send you off. I'll send you off early, I guess. You're glad when it. I'll just finish with this, and then we can go. I can send you off. Am I right? The story of Job.
Yeah, maybe I'm alright. Maybe I'm alright because we plus meet one blood day or one blood week, so I'm alright.
Yeah. But I just want to share this about this story of Job. I was reading it again last night, and I thought, he really. And for that Satan to walk in and out of God's throne room, how dare he? But you know, God created that man. He was attached to his throne. You know, I don't know if you ever think it just boggles my mind when I think of him walking in and out. He wanders the earth and he walks in, and don't touch Tandy. Don't touch Richard. Don't touch Kathy. Don't touch that person. And he said that to him about Job. Yeah. But he never gave up. He just kept thanking God. So the story of Job is a real classic example of a good counselor, especially with different people that came to talk to him. When you look through the whole thing, and it was towards the 30 chapter that young man came in. But these three friends, they were there giving him advice, and they were telling him, the three friends came to help. Now, this explores the biblical story of Job. and highlights the importance of wise, spirit-led counsel within the Christian counseling framework. And as we've said, before we do that, we pray. We know someone is coming. We commit that to God. And He's always our best counselor, Jesus, and His Holy Spirit. And 3 friends came to Him, but spent most of their time telling Job what he had done wrong to bring out this. And yeah, we must walk him. That was giving empty advices. Kokona yang pelamania Usatya Elihu. He came with a different approach. Unlike the others, Elihu listened to Job and tried to understand his struggles and frustration. But he was only a young man, even in he accepted, he showed acceptance and concern, humble willingness to be on the same level as Job. He didn't give them advice. He was there to understand his own situation. That's what counselors do. He neither condemns nor oversimplified Job's suffering, looking for answers, suggesting stuff. Instead, he came up with a more balanced and spiritually sensitive form of counsel. And he was the one counselor who succeeded where the others had failed. So, yeah, look at it. Elihu, a model for the Christian counseling platform. We are motivated by righteousness, aren't we? We are motivated to help others find that wholeness. So many people strive for the heavenly kingdom, to be in heaven, but their life is in a mess. Their well-being doesn't balance out. Okay? But we are motivated by righteous anger inside. Elihu was upset because Job defended himself. He was instead of God. And because Job's older friends criticized him without addressing his real concerns, because he was young, he introduces a refreshing humility, acknowledging his youth, but affirming that true understanding comes not simply from age, might be a young person, but from the Spirit of the Almighty. It's an amazing story of Job. He never cursed God. You can take everything away from him, but don't you dare touch his life. But yet, he was broken physically, but his spirit was still there to worship his God. So here that balanced, impartial counsel, impartially not taking sides. Okay. Elihu neither fully defends Job nor supports his friend. But fairly rebukes. He did too. It comes like there's a prologue and a epilogue. They start the story in that way. It's the beginning and the end. And I started my thesis with an epilogue. I introduced my granddaughter to my own journey. And I like the way they do that. And especially in the book of Job, urging Job to stop self-justifying and criticizing the friends for unfair judgment. God-centered focus. He consistently praised God's sovereignty, encouraging Job to recognize that human wisdom is limited, while God's wisdom is infinite. goes on forever, and just. This is Colin's, the book that we're using. That chapter 5 I was looking at with the core counseling principles. And Colin's takeaway for us to draw the example from Yelu's life, that true counseling is not about clever explanations, but about faithfully representing God's perspective. How do I see this person? How does God see this person? Would Jesus sit with this person? Would Jesus be asking these kind of questions or giving this kind of advice? And those kind of place and position involves listening deeply and resisting hasty conclusions. Don't be rushed to give conclusions. Don't be rushed to give advice. Deep listening is required. Speaking truth with humility and biblical clarity. Do I know my scripture? Does my scripture looks at that? And the 4 people that I've looked with biblical models of counseling, they have some really interesting contribution to looking at counseling from a Christian perspective. And I've put in I haven't put the Christians in. I started working on that too many slides, so I'll put it as a separate slide. The other area where psychology step from, counseling come from. There's so many. So I just want to share that with you guys before I send you off. Look through the story look at your notes, look at the story of Job and that young man who came to sit with him and try to understand. That's what we do. That's what counselors do. We sit and listen and try and map out people's lives with what we've collected through the information they've given us. Okay. Thank you, Olgeta. Next week I'll start I'll probably actually cover this, and some of the next week we'll be looking at developmental issues and how psychology theory would impact that. Looking at children and adolescents, developmental stages they put through. So I just want to close off with that beautiful story of God's protection, divine protection, that He has your life. And I saw that picture of we have that seal around our lives, and Satan tries so hard outside. He can't penetrate through that. And I'm thinking, yes. You can wander around, but don't you touch that light. Thank you. Breathe through the nose. Keep practicing even with your kids, your wife. Practice those skills with them. Am I hearing my wife, or am I quick to just... So this can be part of your learning. Practice it. You'll forget it's not only for the classroom. If you're going to be doing this, make it part and parcel of your practice. Moraita. Thank you, Olgeta. Next week, you may walk in Ken. I think you've got those 3, but I think we'll create our own stories, and you create your own little list. What will I be using? Will I be, if you're a counselor? I'll make the first point that's all. I've taken these counseling skills out of this PowerPoint and put it separately with the counseling process So at least it's easily accessed for you guys. Or I can send that just the skills by itself onto your WhatsApp. So it's on your phone. So it's practice. It's like learning anything. You have to practice, practice, practice until it becomes part of you. It's like learning another language. You practice, practice, practice until I could speak Kiswahili. Yeah. And that's why I said, I have to come back to this. I couldn't just go on to the next topic for this week. We'll just leave that out. This is important. Get this into your head, into your space. You are saving lives, and you will be saving lives. You'll be empowering people, you'll be enabling people, you'll be motivating people, and you'll be giving them life through that love that Christ has placed in you to be that compassionate person. Thank you. Let me stop Loyena, me Baton, and me Lucy me Blagoa, unless someone has got one thing to say. Twice by me Baton, and me Lucy me Black.
Doctor, I have one question here. That's to do with the task assignment 3, short reflection and assignment. For that, we will go through in the class with you, and then we will do that assignment, or we'll do a little bit of research, and then we can go ahead and we do that assignment.
The next one is the challenge to adolescents that we're doing that next week. And that's due, the first one is due 1st of August, but I've put 2 weeks on there. So there's a window of 2 weeks. Okay, so the first one, which was the describe counseling process and reflect on your experience in the listening triad, sets 1st of August. I put 2 weeks to that, so that's the 15th of August. So even if you see the thing, it's open, so make sure you put it in within those 2 weeks. And the next one is the 150 to 100 words, understanding anxiety in my own community context. We covered that last week. That's only 200 words. And that's due 8th, but then I've put it for the 22nd. I've put a 2 weeks window on that. Okay. And the next one, short one is for August, for the 23rd. What challenges do children and adolescents face? That's due the 23rd, but I'll put it to the 6th of August. And that we're covering that next week.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the project, the 1,500 words, pastoral counseling plan project. Design a plan that could be implemented in your church. That's where you use, what I might do is give you a framework to do that, or if you've got any ideas, go ahead. Yeah, that would be good. And the big one is the 3,000. That's for November next term. So it looks like you've got less for next term. So might throw in a few more reflections in there. Yeah, so I've given the 2 weeks. So if it's due this week, 15th, the first one, the 15th of August, the assignment, understanding anxiety, that's due today, but I've given till the 22nd. And the one, can start thinking about it, but we'll cover it next week. Developmental issues in children and adolescents. Am I right, Weston?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you.
Okay. Maybe when you have a question, just send me a WhatsApp message or something you can ask for the solid message or email coming. So was it all right doing all those exercises, those role plays? It's a start, isn't it?
Hello.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding this template inside the notes that you have, that are in the cluster. I'm a little bit confused about that. Are we going to fill that, the template for exercise, or to fill the template and send it as an assignment form?
Which
There is a
assignment?
template inside the cluster. Is it for exercise or for?
Is that for the second one, is it?
Yeah, I was just thinking that we will use that template. So.
And understanding anxiety, is it?
Yeah.
In my community. No. That's just to help you. That's for.
Oh.
So you just write. Yeah, you just because it's only a 300, 200. It's a very short. About 250 words. It's a very short. You just write your understanding about anxiety more. Okay.
So I will email my assignment again.
If you send it to class there.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
Yeah. Me like ask him. So last week Saturday, me email him one assignment blow me long. Yeah. Friday I didn't send it, but I emailed it on Saturday. Does that mean I'll have to resend it again? No cluster.
Send it to cluster. Okay. I looked at it with organizing class because it is here. Because in the past 2-3 years, I've been going through cluster, through email, through phone, and it just took me everywhere. So that's why I'm making the point to send everything to cluster. So it's one port of service, one port of call. Because otherwise it takes a lot of time, and at least this term I'm not planning. But next term will be probably 50.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lemburai, Salim Kam. But me looking below you come. Just try to send it back into cluster. Through cluster. And I'll post some more other stuff in which I've got it here, and I said, I don't want to crowd you guys. But I think it'll be a lot of good reading materials, looking at community counseling, looking at the approaches to that, looking at group counseling. That's something we'll have to cover too. But once you get the skills, it's the skills that are important. It's always filling the toolkit with the right tools. Those tools and only sharp now, only not got the rose, only clean, and by cutting kuta, when them drilling all good, chiseling when them something. It's always using that metaphor. And kuta, so all assignments, I've changed all the dates. The dates are there, but I've allowed on another setting that once the day comes and then pass, nobody will still be open for another 2 weeks. Am I right there?
Yeah, I'm alright. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Keep practicing. Reflection. Even when it's good practices too with your husband and your kids. Hey, before we go, hey, Nicholas, you putting this here now? Now you start honestly, it's not about flying around. But when you say, I feel sad when you do that. Respect. So it doesn't create conflict. Okay, but in the listen me, Bible. Okay, thank you, Bible God. Thank you, your story about Job. Thank you that you're a God that takes care of our needs. Amen. Even though we blind, you know, God is like a bloody status, the name of it, Laos and Job, he owned so many things. He took that away, but he was faithful to you. Thank you for Jeru, this young guy that we take that example to, an example of yours, to be walking with the guys who were with the mouse, talking talking with them, questioning them, that we be on the same pathway with everyone else. Sometimes I'm hard. Give us a gentle spirit to be sensitive to other people's needs, and that justice spirit by Snaplamita. Thank you, Papa God, in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, Olgeta. Thank you, Richard and Betty. Thank you, Bartolome, Afu. Thank you, Orlando Barnes. Have a good weekend, rest of it Sunday. Thank you. Your papa in there?